Imagine this: England, just one win away from their first World Cup final since 1966. The nation was buzzing. Then, in the dying moments against Argentina, it all slipped away in heartbreaking fashion. The Three Lions led 1-0 in the semi-final in Atlanta, but Argentina fought back to win 2-1 and book their place in another final. What followed was a wave of raw honesty from some of England's greatest ever players. They didn't hold back. They broke down exactly why a golden chance turned into familiar pain. Anthony Gordon had given England the lead in the 55th minute, and for a while, it felt like history was about to be rewritten. But late strikes from Enzo Fernandez and Lautaro Martinez, the latter off a Lionel Messi cross, flipped the script completely. Wayne Rooney was one of the first to speak out, and he went straight for the big issue. On the BBC, he explained how the manager's changes after taking the lead made attacking players lose belief. "You don't hand the initiative to a team like Argentina and expect to survive it," he said bluntly. He wasn't blaming the players' nerve. He was talking about Thomas Tuchel pulling off Gordon and bringing on defenders like Ezri Konsa, Dan Burn, and others, shifting to a more defensive setup. Rooney called it a kind of panic. Instead of pushing for a second goal to kill the game, England dropped deeper. Against world champions with Messi pulling strings, that was dangerous. He argued you have to stay on the front foot and keep the pressure on. "You can't go a goal up and then give away the strength of the ball," he added. It was the kind of straight talk you'd expect from a former captain who's seen it all. Alan Shearer took a slightly different angle. He agreed Argentina were the better team on the night and deserved to go through. "Their reaction was brilliant," he said. "They hit the post a few times, England got lucky, but they didn't panic. They stuck to their plan." Shearer pointed out how England went from looking in control to chasing shadows. He even noted on commentary that England suddenly had what looked like 6 defenders on the pitch, not the sign of a side hunting a World Cup final. Gary Lineker, who played in that painful 1986 quarter-final loss to Argentina, watched it all unfold with extra weight. He'd called the match a 50-50 beforehand, hoping for some revenge. Instead, it was history repeating: a lead, a collapse, and an Argentina side that simply wouldn't go away. Joe Hart didn't mince words either. He compared it to past England teams under Gareth Southgate, where sitting deep with a lead had backfired before. Hart felt Tuchel's call showed a lack of belief that his players could keep pushing. And the stats backed up the frustration. England managed just 5 shots all game, their lowest of the tournament. 5 shots in a World Cup semi-final. That tells you they stopped creating once they went ahead. Even the players on the pitch saw it differently. Captain Harry Kane was gutted. "We played a good game for the large majority of it," he told the BBC. "Once we went 1-0 up, we seemed to just try and hold on. And at this level, that's not enough." He admitted they struggled to keep the ball and put pressure after the equalizer. But Kane also defended the messaging from the bench, saying the instruction was still to go and get another goal. The reality on the pitch, with those substitutions, told a different story to many watching. Tuchel himself later admitted his side became too passive but said he had no regrets. He didn't feel attacking changes would help at that moment. Micah Richards spotted the pattern earlier in the tournament too, like against Croatia. It wasn't just one bad night, it felt like an old habit returning at the worst time. Michael Owen drew a sharp contrast with Spain, who had gone ahead in their semi-final the night before and kept attacking with real courage. England? They went defensive. That difference hit hard. Look, this wasn't just about one game. England had shown real promise throughout the tournament, reaching another semi-final. But as Kane put it at 32 years old, they're still searching for that missing piece in the final stages. "We're close, but we just need to find it." The FA called it heartbreaking to come so close after everyone gave everything. Now Argentina move on to face Spain in the final, chasing back-to-back World Cup titles, something only Italy and Brazil have done. England? They had the third-place playoff against France left. A small consolation after such a gut punch. The legends, Rooney, Shearer, Lineker, Hart, and others, all pointed to the same painful truth from different angles. England had the game in their grasp. They let it go. For a nation waiting since 1966, it felt numbingly familiar. The big question now is whether this squad, under Tuchel, can finally break the cycle next time around. Because the talent is there. The belief? That's what they'll be fighting to build.